The 2018 Team Canada essay trial has officially wrapped up. This is part 3 of me recapping the final day. Make sure you follow for when the verdict is handed out on July 24th. The lawyer then shifted her focus to the case against Alex Fermenton. Fermenton told the police in 2018 that he didn't want to have sex in front of the other guys, so when EM said something like, quote, "Is anyone going to bang me?" he says that he wouldn't do it in front of the other guys, and she walked to the bathroom and he followed her. Quote, "Mr. Fermenton says what happened was consensual, even if he sincerely believes that, doesn't make it true." She then admitted that there is some ambiguity there, but then reminded the judge that Howden testified that Fermenton asked him something like, quote, "Am I okay to do this?" which shows that he was not quite sure that what was about to happen was consensual. She also then said there was no words exchanged between the two in the bathroom. She then turned her focus to the case against Cal Foote, saying, quote, "This type of act is not one that is easily confused. EM viscerally testified about how this person had his bottoms and underwear off, and that he did the splits over her face such that his genitals touched her face. She then said that it makes no sense that the men would ask Foote to crouch over EM with his pants on, as his lawyers have suggested. Quote, "If all they wanted was for someone to partway squat over her torso, anyone could have done that. This was a group of young men who were ramped up from a night of drinking and celebrating. They were hooting and hollering." She then also said that EM didn't consent to having the splits done over her face because she didn't know what was going to happen, and Foote should be found guilty of sexual assault. She then also reminded the judge that everything that was happening in the room that night was sexual, which was something that Carter Hart said in his testimony. The lawyer then said that even if the judge finds that Hart's version was true, that Foote was clothed, it's still a sexual assault because of the, quote, "oppressive atmosphere in the room, the goading each other on, and the fact that EM was naked and the other men were not." Then after that, the lawyer started talking about the second charge against Michael McLeod, and she was arguing that he was, quote, "abetting the sexual assault," and that was, quote, "encouraging, instigating, promoting, and procuring the crime." She told the judge, quote, "Mr. McLeod is the one who orchestrated this whole sordid night." Quote, "Knowing that EM had expressed no interest in or willingness to engage in sexual activity with anyone other than him, he then begins a campaign to bring men into the room to do that very thing. He rounded up people from the hallway, knocked on a door to get people to come to his room, and texted people, offering up sexual acts to be performed by EM when he knew that she had not indicated that she wanted to do so. Quote, "All of his actions are intended to leave his teammates with the impression that she's willing to engage in that sexual activity." The lawyer then tackled the different myths and stereotypes that come with sexual assault, and then at the end of that wrapped up the entire case saying, quote, "I urge your honor to accept the evidence of EM, and we urge your honor to find each of the accused guilty as charged." The defense lawyers then had a chance to respond, and Michael McLeod's lawyer went first. He maintained EM, quote, "was communicating consent throughout the entire night," and he then contended that EM changed her story about when she was scared of the men and when her mind and body separated, both of which the defense lawyers contend are not true. He then also argued that even though McLeod didn't tell the London police detective in 2018 that he sent texts inviting the men to the room, it doesn't indicate, quote, "consciousness of guilt."